I'm glad. I am glad. Yeah, I am glad you came. And I think the best translation in Spanish would be Me alegro que hayas venido. Week 8, this is exciting. We have progressed a lot. Week 8 is another very, very vocabulary-based week, okay? Part of the essential course, the dominant framework for the essential course are the 4 free keys, okay? That's what I really want you to practice to advance to the next level, okay? In a lot of beginners or basic English classes, you don't learn all the 4 free keys, especially not free key 2, which deals with the perfect tenses. Perfect tenses are considered more advanced material, but I don't teach like that. I think that you should know all the tenses, at least understand the organization of all the different tenses: present, past, future, conditional, and perfect. This is what I teach in my essential course. And then I give you what I consider to be essential vocabulary. So forget that one. And the essential vocabulary includes words, which is essential words like table and floor and ceiling and light. But it also includes essential verbs. Okay, so that's what this week is about, okay? The regular verbs, irregular verbs that I consider to be the most important and the most useful and the most frequent. And you're probably going to know most of them, which is good because it's a revision, and it also is reassurance that you have a lot of English. And then obviously the past participle. I've got this little bit of grammar which talks about the 2 families. If you're going to, because this week is dedicated to the past tense, which is super easy if the verb is regular. The past tense ends in ed, yeah? If the verb is regular, which we learned, that is the golden rule number 2. But if the verb is irregular, then it's a different story. So you have to think about these 2 big families when you're putting a verb in the past tense. I always teach 3 different pronunciations for the ed ending. The first one that you should be aiming for is a D sound, D. Played, cleaned. That's like the majority. That's the primary. That's the first one. You're aiming for D. But if you have very strong sounds, I call them strong sounds in English, but here the translation would be sonidos sordos, yeah? Like k or p. Then it's much easier to aim for a T pronunciation. But I say this to you, and you have to have in mind that D and T are different in Spanish. Yeah, in Spanish, D is de. And there is some tongue action, yeah? For me, D, my tongue is involved, but my tongue stays behind my teeth. D. And it touches the back of my teeth. You can't see, but your body can intuit this. D, 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 d. So my British D is harder, stronger than your de. This tongue softens the D sound in Spanish. So played, cleaned. And then the same with the T. It's almost the same sound, but with like a metallic ending. In Spanish, again, you have de. And so the T, it doesn't come out as much as with the D, but it still softens the sound. Quiero un té. Yeah? I want some tea. So then it's a very hard sound, especially in British English. Yeah, we are.
American English don't...
It depends on the accent, but generally it's softer because you have, for example, this very well-known word. If you have a strong British correct accent, it's water. But if you have an American relaxed accent, it would be water, and the T is just almost invisible. But that also happens in the British accent too, and Irish accents and Scottish accents and different regional accents. When I teach, I try to speak as correctly as possible for your benefit, for the benefit of my students. But my natural accent is water. Yeah. Do you want water? Do you want some water? This is there is like a spectrum, okay? And at the one end of the spectrum, you have what is called the Queen's English. It has a technical term. It's received pronunciation or pronunciation. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you have Cockney. Cockney is very East London. It's very sort of lower class. A little bit. It's not quite Gitano, because Gitano is a subculture, but there are overlaps. Yes, it's very street language. It's like what you would hear in Charles Dickens' Oliver Twist, with the little boys that are in the street. And so you would have water. You have words like butter, mantequilla, or butter. The word bit, un poco, bit. This way of pronouncing the T has a name as well. It's called a glottal stop. And so it's like, instead of going bit, it's bit. And there's like un parón, una parada en el glotis, puede ser, no sé cómo. Yeah. So it's bit. No es B, like como si fuera así. No es B, es bit. Yeah, I know, because you don't have your ear tuned. But there's a difference. But. This is not for you to learn how to speak like this. If you were living in London, you might. Like, you pick up bad habits. Like here, I have learned Spanish in Cáceres, Extremadura. And so I could say easily, quiero un descafeinado. But I don't. I say, quiero un descafeinado. Por favor. Like, I try to pronounce as correctly as possible, because I'm already a foreigner, and that's going to give me a better chance of being understood. So you guys do not speak like this, but you will have to train your ear. Okay? So, strong D, strong T. Yeah? Played, stopped. And then finally, you have what I call the id sound. Id, like you have the word it, or like you have the word is. Sometimes you get confused with the I sound, but not when you use these words. You have these words very well assimilated. So, but you don't have the vowel I. It's not a, and it's not e. It's I. Okay? A is circular. It's very round. It's very wide and open. A. E is like, soy un pajarito. It has like a cono, like a cone shape. E. And I is like un cajón. I. The vowel sounds have shapes in your mouth. Okay, so the three pronunciations. Okay, so we have these verbs. These are the most important regular verbs of the language. I'm not going to test you on these. I was going to, okay? You have them here, a list in Spanish. You can practice in Spanish, and then you have the answers in English, okay? Then you have a list of what I consider to be the most important irregular verbs, okay? And you have a list, and then you have the English, okay? And then you have your typical list of past participles, okay? Which you can practice here, and you have your English, okay? Now, this is what I'm really interested in, okay? I've given you lots and lots and lots of sentences to practice, okay? So let's go. Belén, you can start.
I had a maravilloso.
I would say relaxed.
Relaxed.
A relaxed.
I had a relaxed morning because I finished to clean my house.
Finished to? No.
Finished
Because I finished cleaning.
cleaning my house.
Yeah.
For fin.
Por fin?
Final.
Finally.
Finally.
Finally is an adverb. Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah, because I finally finished. It's like an adverb of frequency, so before the finished, yeah? I had a great morning. I had a relaxed morning because I finally finished cleaning my house. Okay. Ayla, what did you want? You're not in the video. Go.
We was
We had to.
we had
Tener que is a different use of have. You still use have, but it's like the modal, no?
we had to
We had to.
we had to return.
No. We saw this before. Volver a hacer algo. We don't say it in the same way. Exactly. Instead of volver a, you use the word again. But you use it later.
We had to paint it.
We had to paint,
And we had to
because
paint
you put this in the past tense. This is the
We had
infinitive.
to paint the living room again
Good. Very well positioned.
because the baby had painted
Drawn. Yeah. Yeah, and this is irregular, so it was a chance to use the irregular
we
form.
had drawn for all the world.
More or less. It's actually all over the wall. This would be like maybe an advanced preposition, no? Por toda la pared, por todo el suelo, all over. All over my face. I have food all over my face. There is filth all over the floor. There is something all over the wall. Okay, next. Mi vecino y yo. My neighbor.
In neighborhood is funny.
Mhm.
And me. Meet hour.
It's not meet. In the past tense?
Meeting.
No, it's regular. It's irregular. So it's met. Meet, met. We met. And nos, ¿esa reflexividad? No, no. Our is possessive, yeah? Nuestro.
Us.
We don't use that reflexivity, and we've talked about this before. So I'm reminding you, okay? If it's el uno al otro, de cualquier cosa, it's each other. Okay? There are a few ways to translate this kind of reflexivity. It can be sometimes together. Si es nos jugamos juntos, then it would be together. Si es nos besamos, it could be we kiss each other. Or each other es entre nosotros. Yeah? Nos hablamos, we talk to each other.
Pero,
Nos miramos, we look at each other.
pero eso en qué parte de la frase iría.
So it has to come after the verb.
My neighbor and I meet each other since
Met each other.
Each other
And you can't use since either. This is a This is a sentence that has its the sophistication. Exactly. No, for no. Because you're talking about when we met. So, my neighbor and I met each other more than 10 years ago.
porque sí es.
There's another way of translating it. Por eso he puesto llevamos conociéndonos. Yeah? Because conocer can be to know, or it can be to meet. Te conocí ayer. I met you yesterday. Te conozco. I know you. Te conozco. I know you.
O sea, en un sentido sería como de yo te conozco bien como tú eres y el otro es no
Como
conocer
eres
porque no
una
sé-
conocida.
de que
Cuando
no
eres
sé-
una conocida es te conozco. I know you. We know each other. Nos
Es como
conocemos. We
nosotros-
know each other. Pero si hablamos del momento en que nos conocimos,
es como de que nos
we
reunimos-
met
reunimos,
each other.
como el momento de
Yeah, a
reunirnos.
little bit, exactly. To meet can also be reunirse, yeah? But to meet is also for the first time, yeah? I met Belen 2 years ago. So here, you can actually translate both things. Porque si es nos conocemos porque somos conocidos, you can say, we have known each other for, porque ahora estamos hablando de cuánto tiempo. Cuando es cuánto tiempo, siempre for, yeah? More than 10 years. We have known each other for more than 10 years. My neighbor and I have known each other for more than 10 years. And then we have this freaky and we have this perfect tense. But in Spanish, it's weird. You don't say, nos hemos conocido durante más de 10 años. You can, but it's not the most sophisticated. Yeah? Nos llevamos o llevamos conociéndonos durante más que 10 años. Again, Yeah? But I say llevamos conociéndonos because llevo haciendo, llevamos conociendo, llevo hablando in Spanish is a context where it's very often translated into English in a perfect tense, in the present perfect. Yeah? Llevo estudiando 2 horas. Llevo 2 horas estudiando. In English, you're going to say, I have been studying for 2 hours. Yeah? When it's llevo haciendo algo in Spanish, you're going to translate it with the present perfect. Okay? So, yeah, this has some sophistication, and you have to know those 2 translations for conocer. And you can translate them both, it doesn't matter, yeah? My neighbor and I met each other more than 10 years ago, y entra el hace, no, ago. Or, we have known each other for more than 10 years.